Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. St. James man charged with brother's murder. A man who was wanted in connection with his brother's killing in Montego Bay, St. James, has now been formally charged with murder. He is Ricardo Pusey, a resident of Gully, Farm Heights in St. James. Pusey was captured during a police operation in the parish on Thursday. According to the police, 21-year-old Wilton Pusey, otherwise called Tan, a laborer of Farm Heights, Montego Bay, died of wounds sustained during a domestic dispute on October 4. Reports were that about 10:50 p.m., the sibling's father was at home with his common-law wife when he was awakened by a commotion in the house. He went to investigate and saw Ricardo going through the window and Wilton leaning against a refrigerator holding his chest. Upon closer examination, Wilton was seen with stab wounds. The police were alerted and Wilton was taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Following an investigation into the incident, Ricardo was arrested. He was charged after he underwent a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. His court date is being finalized. Man chopped to death in St. Catherine. The Gangs Hill police have launched an investigation into the chopping death of a man in Middlesex district in St. Catherine. The man's mutilated body was found about 11 a.m. on Saturday. The resident who made the discovery summoned the police. Upon their arrival, the police reportedly observed that there were chop wounds all over the body. The police have yet to identify the deceased. 2 men wanted for sexual offenses in Portland. The Portland police are seeking the assistance of the public in locating 2 men who are wanted for sexual offenses committed in the division recently. One of them has been identified as Javier Johnson, otherwise called Jabez, of a Port Antonio address. He is wanted for rape. Commanding officer for the Portland Police Division, Lloyd Darby, says Johnson frequented several communities in the parish, including Prospect Land Settlement, Hector's River, and Long Road. The other man is Shane Thompson, of a St. John's Road address in St. Catherine. He is wanted for allegedly having sexual intercourse with a person under 16 years old. Government senator calls for initiative to end period poverty in Jamaica. Citing reports that some females in Jamaica are allegedly using banana leaves as sanitary napkins, a government senator has suggested that menstrual products be offered free of cost through 2 support programs. Senator Sharon Golding Campbell said financial challenges facing women and girls should be given the option to access the product under the Program of Advancement Through Health and Education Path and the National Health Fund (NHF). Speaking at a sitting in the Upper House, she lamented that being unable to afford period products affects the work and school life of many females. The senator urged that supporting women and girls with affordable and accessible menstrual products should be on the national agenda. Senator Golding Campbell noted that while menstrual products have been exempted from tax, more can be done to reduce the cost of these items. She also called for a national study to be done to determine how many females are affected by period poverty in Jamaica, as well as the ways in which they are affected.
Mr. President, in 2023, we still have women who must opt out of productive life because of the inability to afford a most basic and necessary component essential to their productivity. And I'm talking about the women and girls in our country who are enduring period poverty. Without access to menstrual supplies, girls may resort to using toilet paper, dirty rags, leaves. There are accounts of girls using banana leaves, or even using a sanitary pad for more than 1 day, which is not recommended. If our women don't have access to clean water, the situation can be further exacerbated, making it difficult for them to hygienically manage their periods. If you take a look at the GDC, you will see reports that period poverty can negatively affect mental health. We must ensure that the 45% of our workforce that contribute to our national economy are not affected by period poverty and are able to fully participate in work and school and avoid the loss of potentially 2 months of absence that may currently be faced when there's an inability to afford the cost of sanitary products. If you can imagine that women and girls who are PATH beneficiaries and on the school feeding program are unable to afford school lunches and breakfast, then you can imagine that ending period poverty may very well be something that can be fixed under the PATH program. Access to period products could possibly be funded and delivered through the distributive network of the PATH program. But there are other mechanisms that may support reaching the women and girls affected by period poverty. For instance, the National Health Fund, which was established among other things to provide prescribed health benefits to all residents, to make pharmaceutical and medical supplies accessible and available, that is attributable to personal and family health care problems. A period is not a disease. It is something which, if not dealt with in a hygienic manner, may lead to disease, and certainly can lead to loss of productivity for those women unable to afford sanitary products and absent themselves from work. The NHF, with its network of provider pharmacies and public pharmacies, may well be placed to ensure the distribution of period products to our vulnerable women and girls. But, Mr. President, there are still other duties and fees that apply, which include import duties of 20%, a standard compliance fee of 0.3%, and an environmental levy of 0.5%, and as well a customs administration fee. So the cost of the product includes at least, before you do any markup, a 20.8% increase in the cost. The fact is that the vast majority of sanitary products are imported. Very few are made here in Jamaica. And while the quality made here in Jamaica is excellent, the cost is higher than the imported brand. Mr. President, whether these fees can be removed is an assessment that must be undertaken by the Ministry of Finance. And I implore the Minister to take a look at how we can best make these products as affordable as possible.
Police arrest 5 more suspects in Operation Transportation Streamline. 5 more persons were arrested in downtown Kingston on Friday as operatives from the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch and the Criminal Investigations Branch (CTOC) continued their crackdown on extortion against public passenger vehicles (PPV) operators. Known as Operation Transportation Streamline, the crackdown has resulted in 21 arrests for extortion and breaches of the Road Traffic Act. Operation Transportation Streamline, which was launched on September 4, is a joint initiative involving the police, the Transport Authority, and the Island Traffic Authority. The operation is aimed at addressing a number of issues in the PPV industry, including extortion, overcharging, vehicular defects, and undisciplined driving. According to a release from the police, over 60 persons have been arrested and charged for overcharging passengers since the start of the operation. Meanwhile, over 50 registration plates have been removed from vehicular defects and persons charged, and more than 1,000 traffic tickets have been issued to PPV operators for various breaches of the Road Traffic Act. The police are urging members of the public to report incidents of extortion of any sort. Reports can be made to Crime Stop at 311, Police Emergency at 119, or the PSTEB tip line at 876-591-5671. Please remember to subscribe, like, share,